And Pete Rodman, 420 Prospect Place. Okay. And my question is, I would like to know the attitude of the candidates of one government entity suing another government entity, as is being done with respect to the dredging. And I'd also like to know what the hourly rate is. I didn't see the hourly rate. There's a $10,000 retainer for the law firm, but there was no mention that I saw in the paper about the hourly rate that it's going to be billed.
We'll start on this side since these guys started.
On this, let's think back to what happened regarding the press conference and the committee meeting that was actually held right there at the marina on October 14th. I might have my dates wrong, but remember, that was Columbus Day weekend. Monday was a holiday, so nobody was around, and then Tuesday the word went out that Neptune Township's holding a special committee meeting. Well, what never happened is Belmar, Avon, Wall Township, and Neptune City, none of those governing bodies had any notice that Neptune Township was going to proceed and sue the DEP until a meeting that occurred that Tuesday morning, and then the committee meeting was Wednesday. And the reason why I stress that is, you're absolutely right. The resolution was, I don't know what it was, $10,000, $12,000. We're spending money because we are suing the DEP. And are any of those other communities, are they part of this lawsuit? Are they paying these legal fees? No, because they never got the opportunity to even bring this up with their governing bodies. And Neptune Township, because of the political season, proceeded and made this a political issue. We want the river dredged. We just want to make sure that procedures are handled properly. Interestingly, Governor Corzine yesterday did a press release condemning the Army Corps of Engineers for going ahead and dredging the Delaware River, opening the Delaware River up for channels without state permits. Interestingly, the Army Corps of Engineers is dredging the mouth of Shark River Inlet, putting that sand on the beach in Avon without state permits. And I just put that out to question because perhaps we need to take a better look at what the Army Corps of Engineers actually can do. But it is my belief, and I feel so passionately and strongly about this, that I mentioned it in my opening statement, that we shouldn't be suing the government because now everything is going to be stuck in a lawsuit.
Again, not having the books, not seeing what the numbers are, I don't have an answer what the cost per hour is. I can only take a guesstimate. I just retained a labor attorney, and my rate is $375 an hour. Okay, so what are they paying? I don't know. The problem that we're going to be running into, and trust me when I tell you, my kids have grown up on this river. They've sailed this river. I've navigated this river. I've had to do search and rescue missions in this river because of low tide situations. We need the river dredged. But what we have just done is postponed any forward movement for a couple of years, and I say a couple of years being conservative, because now we're in litigation. And we're in litigation by ourselves. Now, it could be said that there could be defendants or others that would come in, or opponents that would come in to join the suit. But I don't think anybody's going to want to join this right now until they see how far it's going to progress. What's happened? We've allowed now more time to elapse before we can do anything about this river.
Time has been elapsing on this area for quite a long time. Time has been put in and suggestions made for the drying site and dewatering site. And as far as progress, there's been no progress. The only progress we've had is denials, where we can put the material to dewater. We had funds that were allocated to do the dredging. These funds and the time to use these funds was running out. And as far as it being political, anything that happens near campaign season is going to be classified as political. If there's deadlines to be met, and there's no progress, and you're going to lose the funds if you don't use it right away, and you waited until the last site was exhausted, what do? Wait till after the political season to announce something when the funds run out? You got to do it when you have to do it. You can view it as political. You can view a lot of other things that happen in this campaign as political, and I guess there may be a hint of that in there. But this dredging needs to be done. As far as slowing progress up, there has been no progress, and there has been no signs of any progress being made. Everything going in circles. We have to do something drastic to get the attention to this.
Sadly, there's been some misinformation communicated about the lawsuit with the DEP. First of all, I'd like to thank the acting DEP director for putting us in a position where 5 weeks before the election, they turned down our 6th and final site for the dredging, therefore putting us in a position where we have to take drastic action to preserve a multi-million-dollar asset that this township purchased with your tax dollars. We are probably talking about in between a $350 to $400 per hour range. But we do not have the flight option from this project. Your money paid for that marina. We cannot afford for it to turn into a meadow. Now, in terms of development, I've talked to 5 developers in the past 3 years. Every single one of them, including the Trump organization, has come in to look at North Channel and say, we'd love to do something if you can get the river dredged. You dredge it, we'll come back. We're probably going to have a couple other demands too, like a $21 million parking garage we want you to pay for, out of your money, okay? But that river needs to be dredged. And in terms of the Delaware River, the fight over the Delaware River, being from Philadelphia originally, is this. There's concerns about dredging that because it sits, the channels are sitting in between 2 oil refineries and 2 shipyards, and there is a lot of contamination down there. They're relatively certain, and the DEP was still running tests to see how contaminated this river is. It's nowhere near contaminated as a river that has sat near 2 refineries that have been there forever. If we can get this river dredged, and we are taking every motion we can, everything we can, we don't want to sue the DEP. We're a Democratic administration suing a Democratic governor. I mean, come on. That should show you, first of all, there's lots of different types of Democrats here. Our interest is in protecting the taxpayer's investment, nothing more.